All right, guys. Just trying to make sure that this audio is on point. And then we're going to get started. Let me make sure the audio is okay, guys. Welcome to Why I Killed You TV. All right, guys. Just trying to... All right. Anyway, guys, we're going to be talking about David D4vd. Guess what? Things have changed up in the camp. And it looks like, I don't know, guys, if this case is going to be dropped or whatever the case may be. I'm not really sure, guys. We are live streaming, guys. You have my contact information there. You got my email, guys. You got my Venmo. You got my Cash App. Guys, please make sure to go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Guys, we are live. The phone lines are open. 682-812-9713. Guys, things have changed for David D4vd. Guys, watch any of my videos, and I say it big as day, that I don't think that David D4vd is going to get the time that we all think that he's going to get. Okay? Let's check it out.
Shell tonight in the case against D4vd, aka David Anthony Burke, a morgue leak. That's right, the medical examiner's office leak has torpedoed the case against Burke and the Celeste Rivas homicide probe. Tonight, will the entire case be dropped?
Feels like a big deal, doesn't it? If the ME's office is being investigated for potentially accessing information improperly about, let's say, this case or others, first of all, A, what does that even mean? And what does it mean they don't have access? And B, what's going to happen here?
Okay, my question back to you is, what in the hell are you doing looking at these files if you have nothing to do with the case?
True that.
And that's the big problem. There's like a sacred bond that exists between the medical examiner / coroner and the PD. They're separate entities, but when you're inside the investigative bubble, the investigator from the ME's office, the forensic pathologist from the ME's office should be the only people accessing any of these files. No one else in that office has any business looking at this stuff. And here's the problem.
What's going on, Janet? Welcome. The phone lines are open. 682-812-9713 if you want to get on the mic and talk about this crazy ass David D4vd case.
We don't know what happened to it. Did they take photographs of it? Did they download it? Have they disseminated it to people? Has it been sent out to some news agency? That's the big dark part to here. And even darker than that, Jesse, an event like this in the medical legal community, coupled with law enforcement, this can destroy this relationship for years and years and years to come. It's not just going to affect this case, it's going to affect any kind of death investigation moving forward.
When you say affect the case, I imagine my first thought was, wow, doesn't this give defense attorneys ground to really question the medical examiner in the office about the integrity of the investigation? Is that what you're seeing? I mean, how can this affect David's potential prosecution?
It can. Well, it's that they're being very reckless, careless, flippant. They're not securing data. And also, what does it say about the body? You know, relative to how they treated the body, the evidence that's taken off the body. This case is tough enough because, let's be frank, this poor child's body was in such an advanced state of decomposition. They put in a lot of hard work on this, and the police out in the field put in a huge amount of work. I can only imagine the level of anger right now that LAPD has directed at whoever is doing this at the ME's office. I don't even know if you can take the measure of it.
Did you think it was strange, the back and forth between LAPD and the ME's office over sealing the records? I mean, the chief medical examiner came out with a statement and said, we didn't want to seal these records. This is not our standard practice. What the LAPD is coming ask is, like, I thought that was an interesting, we have about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
How does that add into all this?
Retrospectively now, looking back, it makes me raise my eyebrow. What did they know already?
That's interesting.
You know, because they're going to go in, they're going to seal this thing. And again, this goes back to trust. If you have this long-standing relationship, you should know this. You should know not to do this.
He has ripped her apart, and there she sits in this house.
He blames the smell of this child's decomposing body on his bathroom.
Hell yeah, it stinks. This is human remains that are decomposing. A true child, a human being.
He had his beard going in. His pants were, you know, kind of, he was doing that look where his pants were dragging below his bum. You could
I don't know why in the hell David D4vd is doing that up in court. You got your pants hanging down in court, guys. That is not a good look.
I'd say his orange prison pants. He, again, just seems way more comfortable in court and in this setting now in his prison outfit.
Let me understand. Does David Anthony Burke, aka D4vd, actually show his rear end in court?
That ain't good.
That's from The Light, a true crime on TikTok. With me, an all-star panel. Very quickly to that, Lauren Collins joining us, investigative reporter, LA Magazine, star of Pop Crime TV. Lauren, you've been covering this extensively. Did he actually show up to court showing his rear end?
That's not right.
Well, per the LA Magazine source inside, she did say David appeared very, quote, relaxed, Nancy. So you can kind of use your imagination there a bit. But his hair was a bit unkempt. He was shackled. And also, our reporter said that Blair Burke appeared to be rubbing his back a bit as they kind of laughed and talked, and he even greeted the judge.
I appreciate that, and I'll circle back to that. But my question is, does he literally show his in court?
Oh, no, he didn't do that. Please don't tell me that.
His pants were, you know, kind of, he was doing that look where his pants were dragging below his bum.
Are you serious?
You could say his orange prison pants. He, again, just seems way more comfortable in court and in this setting now in his prison outfit.
Again, from The Light, true crime on TikTok. I've got a lot bigger problems with this case than D4vd, David Anthony Burke, literally showing his rear end in court. But very quickly, to an esteemed expert, trial lawyer, Nima Rahmani, former federal prosecutor turned trial lawyer, former president of the West Coast Trial Lawyers, author of Harvard to Hashtag. Nima, thank you for being with us tonight. I've got bigger legal issues, very complex legal issues to discuss with you, but really showing your ASS in court? Really? What are the defense lawyers for Pete's sake? Can't they say, pull up your pants, idiot?
Well, they should, because your appearance in court matters a lot. So I think this is probably going to be the end of it, Nancy. I think David's going to have to understand that if you're going to appear in court.
Janet said that they didn't have any evidence saying that he did it. And I don't understand. They had a bunch of terabytes of stuff from his cell phone. This is weird.
Everything matters. There's a reason everyone from Luigi Mangione to Sean Diddy Combs, they wear the same. Those sweater vests, those neutral colors. You don't want to be showing your rear in court to the jurors. That's disrespectful to the court and a surefire way to get yourself convicted pretty quickly.
Let me see Nima Rahmani, please. Nima, we have a very serious and complex legal issue that has just reared its ugly head for the state. Bombshell tonight, torpedo directly into the state's homicide case. And who's going to suffer for this? Celeste, 14-year-old Celeste, found decomposing in the trunk of D4vd, David Anthony Burke's Tesla. Okay, her. Here's the problem. In the last days, we now learn why the LAPD insisted the morgue be slapped with a gag order. A gag order on the morgue. And I got to tell you, Nima, I have deep respect for the medical examiner's office. They are some of the best witnesses ever. Juries love a medical doctor on the stand. They know what they're talking about. And when you get the chief of the ME's office up there on the stand, the prosecutor can just sit down and twiddle their thumbs because they will run with the ball. They're brilliant. I think we can all agree with that. So I naturally sided with the morgue, with the...
So Janet says that she believed that the mother sold her. The mother knew that she was dating him and was they were getting money from David D4vd. Now, I did hear that, but I'm not really sure how true that is. I am praying for God that is not true. Now, I do know that Celeste Rivas Hernandez did have a boyfriend before David D4vd. His name was Gus. So I'm thinking if they met when she was about 11 years old and they started dating when she was about 13, when did Gus fit in? This girl, in my opinion, has grown up too fast. This has always been my opinion of this situation.
ME's office, when I heard LAPD wants to slap them with a gag order, and now we know why. Hold, Nima. For those of you that don't know what's happening, the giant stink bomb in the courtroom, out to Dave Matt, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Dave, a morgue leak? What?
As we were covering this story in the beginning, there was certain information that was coming out that was very specific about the condition of Celeste Rivas' remains. And talking on and off the air, we were wondering, where is this information coming from? They're not releasing official information, so it has to be somebody is making it up or somebody's leaking it. And now we've got official notification that employees of the office are now going to be required. We're talking 12 different employees, Nancy.
Wow,
being
12 of them.
required to sit for recorded interviews as the department investigates itself to determine who in this office is and was leaking information about this 14-year-old child and her remains to somebody in the public.
Okay, think back. Nima Rahmani, one of the best in the business, by the way. Remember at the beginning, we kept getting information that all these horrible things had been done to her body. I'm talking about rendering, disarticulating, a kiddie pool in the garage used for that very purpose. It was horrific. And then we were told, well, that's not true. That didn't happen.
TMZ actually got on the mic and they said that their informant told TMZ that she had been beheaded, she had been chopped up into pieces, and she had been frozen. This is what TMZ said. Now, come to find out, guys, everybody said, oh, no, TMZ got it wrong. Come to find out, it looked like TMZ might have gotten it right. Guys, the phone lines are open. 682-812-9713.
She was not rendered. She was not disarticulated. That's all a lie. Okay, so there was a lot of confusion. Now we know what was happening. According to reports, the medical examiner's office was leaking information. And then the LAPD was quickly saying, that's not true, that's not true. It's all true according to the state. Here's the problem. This is not for prurient interest to read in the National Enquirer or in a tabloid. This is a murder case of a young girl. The medical examiner's office equals the state. And when the state is proven to have done prejudicial wrongdoing to the defendant, the whole case conceivably can be dropped. If I were the prosecutor...
Janet, I totally agree with you. I believe the mother did know that David D4vd and Celeste were going out. Evidently, Gus, who was Celeste's first boyfriend, was a family friend of the Hernandezes. Okay, now how are y'all doing all this? This girl is only 11 years old. This shit is crazy.
In this case, it would be like my hair was on fire getting into that medical examiner and finding out what happened, because they are this close to getting the case thrown
out. Oh my God. Don't say that.
Conduct for which somebody may have been paid.
No question. So obviously there's going to be an investigation here, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's criminal charges, because that's how serious this is. But even short of misconduct, I mean, this is fodder for cross-examination. When the Emmy takes the stand, this will probably be discussed. When we're talking about jury selection, you're talking about prejudicial information that might not be admissible, that's already been leaked. So this affects voir dire as well.
Naima, look at your screen. Look at her. Look at
baby.
Her.
A baby.
She is a little girl. She is dead. She has had her body rendered down, left in 2 plastic bags, and the front trunk of D4vd, David Anthony's Burke Tesla, and her body.
That's sad.
Rotted. There's no nice way to say it. That is what is at stake. You mentioned crossing.
And the thing is, guys, David D4vd in the beginning tried to make us think that the vehicle was sold to somebody else and that he was being framed. How the fuck you being framed when the very finger that had your name tattooed on it on her body, that very finger was taken off? If you was being framed, then the person who was trying to frame you, they would have left that damn finger on there because that had your damn name on it. See, this shit ain't adding up.
Exam. Okay, that's a potential remedy for what has happened, but I've made out a list of what I think are possible remedies. Number one, change of venue. They may want to change a venue so people that have heard about this won't be on the jury. But wouldn't you agree that's going to be a bad move for D4vd? They don't want to change a venue. They're in one of the most lenient jurisdictions in California. You get a change of venue and you hike up to Northern California, you will get convicted up there. Yeah, forget it. I doubt they want to change a venue. They could try to get the prosecution thrown off. Won't work. They may try to get the medical examiner's office recused, unlikely because they're the ones that did the autopsy. The medical examiner is going to be reprimanded, that for sure. There will be a searing cross-examination, that's a given. Here's a concern. Remember what happened in O.J. Simpson? Right?
Don't bring up O.J.,
Furman
please.
and others on the force made the jury so upset about their personal behavior that it ended in a jury nullification. And we've seen it many, many times. The jury says, you know what? He probably did it, but screw it. The state
Why y'all keep bringing up OJ every 5 damn minutes? I can't stand it.
was horrible. We're not convicting. It's a punishment for the state. Of course, you could ask each individual juror on voir dire, do they know about this? And if they say no and they can keep an open mind, the case moves forward. Dan, how deflating is it that you work your rear end off, literally blood, sweat, and tears, to create a case? Because when they got this case, all they had was a decomposing body in a trunk. That's it. You build the case like the LAPD did, and then the whole case can be thrown out because of someone leaking information out of all places, the medical examiner's office.
Disgraceful.
So Janet said that she felt that it's the fault of the mother. I think it's the fault of all of the parents, not just Celeste Rivas Hernandez parents. I think it's the fault of David D4vd parents, because you cannot tell me that they didn't know that this little girl was underaged.
LAPD robbery homicide has a great reputation that's been hard earned by doing some incredible work over the years. Anybody around the country who works as detective knows about them and knows about their professionalism. They put their heart and soul. I can guarantee you those detectives focused on nothing but this case from the minute they found that little girl in the car. They built a great case. They followed all the breadcrumbs of evidence. They didn't just say he had to have done it. They are proving it. Their evidence is substantial, significant, and they should be proud of it. And they're
In the beginning, guys, I actually thought the LAPD had dropped a damn ball on this particular case because it was taking them forever to tell us some information. Evidently, guys, they was keeping that information close to their chest, which they should have been. But I initially thought the LAPD had dropped the ball in this particular case.
going into court prepared to testify to what they have learned and convince a jury, and they feel good about that. And then this happens, I would be furious. I would be beyond livid. And as you mentioned earlier, it would scar my relationship with the ME's office for the rest of my career. You cannot trust them. You cannot work with them. It's that simple.
It's horrible because they're one of the most respected arms of the state. Back to investigative reporter who is publishing one article after the next regarding D4vd, David Anthony Burke, in the LA magazine. She is the star of Pop Crime TV. Lauren Conlon has been on this case from the very
Come on, Lauren,
beginning.
bring it.
Lauren,
Bring it, girlfriend.
we just came out of court. What happened?
Yes, Nancy. So everything finally, after many, many delays, is ready to go for July 21st. We are going to begin what they believe is a 5-day preliminary hearing where the prosecution is going to present all of the evidence that they deem relevant to get this case to the point where David can stand trial for murder. Now, the other thing I noticed is that Blair Burke was very, very adamant about not having David shackled during these proceedings. And the judge did not make a decision at the bench. She just told Blair Burke to file a motion about it.
Lauren Conlon, you're right. Everybody's just getting out of that California courtroom where it was determined this case is going forward. No more waity-katy. No whining, no complaining. Both sides claim we're ready to go
I mean, what is the big damn deal about him being shackled? We already know that he's up on the charges. Who gives a damn if he's shackled or not? It's not like he's going to escape out the damn courtroom.
Forward with the preliminary hearing. At that time, evidence will be revealed. It has to be by the state. But you brought up correctly again, Lauren Conlon. Somebody was whining.
The defense brought up a shackling issue.
Who
That
cares?
they wanted to talk about.
Nobody cares.
To David and the guards. So it basically, the judge, there wasn't a motion brought up already, so the judge said to bring up the motion and she will address it. My assumption is they may want to maybe limit some of the shackling that he has, maybe when he comes in or something.
Accused child killer David was back in court for a very important hearing
Say
because
it.
we just got confirmation on what is going to happen next in
Guys, the phone lines are open if you want to get on here and comment. 682-812-9713. Guys, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it.
this murder case.
Well, the murder case against pop star David, charged in the grisly killing of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, is now headed for a mini trial that could last days. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes joins us in studio with what we've learned today. Rob.
Okay, July 7th, 2026, we got this brand new hearing that just happened in the David case. I'm going to be bringing on a reporter in a little bit who was in there. We'll give a play-by-play of what happened, how David looked, how he acted, what we can expect next. Two things. First, I'm going to give you context. And two, I got a very interesting update in this case. It just came down.
Yeah, David Anthony Burke, better known as David, is facing a long list of horrendous charges, including murder with the special circumstance of lying in wait, murder for financial gain, killing a witness in a criminal investigation, continuous sexual abuse of a child under age 14, and mutilation.
So when he was saying killing a witness in an investigation, they are talking about Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And guys, I got to be careful of the verbiage that I use up in here on YouTube. Sometimes they take your damn video down. But they are talking about the unaliving of Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
Of human remains.
So let's first start here. David. David is the romantic homicide singer currently charged with first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains, all in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Prosecutors allege that he was in a sexual relationship with her, that back on April 23rd, 2025, David allegedly lured her to his rental home in L.A., stabbed her to death, allegedly watched her bleed out, and then reportedly took horrifying measures to conceal this alleged crime.
My whole thing in a nutshell, the family, Celeste Rivas Hernandez family, knew that she had a boyfriend before David D4vd, and Gus was even older than David. He was even older, and he was a family friend. So why is there an issue with the family with David D4vd when they knew about Gus' old ass?
Was back in the courtroom. The 21-year-old singer appearing before a judge in downtown LA this morning. His defense attorney and prosecutors agreeing to a multi-day preliminary hearing in a couple weeks. The judge setting aside 9 days for that hearing. A long list of people on both sides of the case expected to take the stand as the judge tries to determine if there's enough evidence to bring the case to trial.
So Janet says that she believes the reason why he unalived little Celeste Rivas Hernandez, it was a great possibility that she was pregnant. So I don't know. That has been sort of kind of like up in the air. We're not really sure if that is true or not. But the whole thing in a nutshell, I believe, and it's already been put out, that she was going to tell everybody that they were going out. That was the reason why he unalived her. It's sad.
All in an effort, according to prosecutors, to keep Celeste quiet about their relationship.
There you go.
To prevent her from coming forward, to prevent her from ruining his lucrative career. The special circumstances allegations in this case that carry heftier penalties, potentially the death penalty, murder of a witness, murder for financial gain, lying in wait, that he allegedly used a deadly and dangerous weapon, a sharp instrument. Prosecutors allege he purchased a blue inflatable pool, chainsaws, a body bag, heavy-duty laundry bags that
from Amazon.
Dismembered her body.
From Amazon.
That he allegedly made suspicious trips to the Santa Barbara County area. That he purportedly lied to friends and associates about the alleged smell of decomposition in his place. And then
Burke is accused of murdering 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, then chopping the girl into pieces and leaving her remains in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to him. Her decomposing remains were discovered in that car last September after it had been brought to a Hollywood tow yard. Burke's preliminary hearing is slated to begin July 21st, 2 weeks from today.
Well, this time, we all came in expecting this case to be continued, again, to essentially be delayed one more time. But no, they're moving forward. This is actually going to a preliminary hearing now.
Wow.
And that is set to start on Tuesday, July 21st. So 2 weeks from today.
Now, guys, California has this crazy ass law, and I've said this in other videos. They got this crazy ass law that if you are found concealing an unalive body, then all you're going to have to do is a year in prison and pay a $10,000 fine. This is why I'm thinking he's not going to get much time. This is my personal opinion.
And Jesse, it was just a very different kind of atmosphere today, different energy. As soon as I walked in, I noted on defense and prosecution, it felt like they were kind of on the same page.
So the David trial is continuing on. We just had a court date and we are waiting for the next date. But behind the scenes, there's some very interesting things going on. Now, there's been quite a lot of interesting speculation over the months, and a lot of things have been swept under the rug and forgotten. But your boy, Trapmore Ross, does not
break
forget.
It down.
They both understood. I think this case was finally going to move forward. So the judge closed by, chatting with them about how water and coffee would be allowed in the courtroom moving forward. She made a joke about how we're going to be here for the long haul.
Now, who remembers when TMZ were putting it all out there that all these little details about the state of the body was going around? They was talking about the body was partially frozen for a bit. They were talking about dismembered. Then they said it wasn't dismembered. Then a bunch of people were saying, oh, the dismemberment, there's no proof of that. It's just people lying. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? When's the LAPD going to admit that it was a dismemberment?
And he is now behind bars.
Janet, you're absolutely correct. Everybody knew that they were dating. That wasn't no damn secret. Both sides of the parents knew. All of their friends knew. David tried to act like Celeste Rivas Hernandez was 19 years old and a college student. Nobody fell for that shit.
As the police are ready to present the case to the DA, and we're going to get into why that is so curious.
Very puzzling. But yes, he's being held without bail after a very dramatic arrest in the Hollywood Hills. We'd been wondering for all these months, where was David? He had not been seen anywhere, but it seems for at least the last couple of months, he has been at this home in the Hollywood Hills, and the police showed up in force
Battering
yesterday.
ram, police
Dog,
good, get his ass.
K-9 units, and we have this moment as the police are shouting commands to him as he is walking slowly out toward the street.
Look, it's going to obscure my view from the gate.
If you try to run or if you try to resist, you will get hit with left feet going. It's going to hurt.
I got you.
And then lo and behold, it turned out it was a dismemberment. Now, this is all about justice for Celeste. So rest in peace, Celeste. Let's not lose sight of the fact that all these arguments are irrelevant at the end of the day, because all that matters is that this little girl who was violated and taken away from her life way too soon deserves justice, and that she gets justice. That's all that we're waiting for.
So again, preliminary hearing starting Tuesday, July 21st. And they've mapped out, dates for the next 2 weeks in case that hearing takes more time. So Tuesday the 21st, Wednesday the 23rd, Thursday the 24th, Friday the 25th, and this could drag on into the following week, especially as they get into evidentiary hearings, because we know there is a lot of evidence, especially a lot of digital data that was transmitted to the defense attorneys as part of discovery.
Guys, I was really surprised that David stayed in the area. He stayed in California. I was thinking that he might go back to his parents' house in Texas. So I was shocked when they arrested his ass that he was still in California. Guys, the phone lines are open. 682-812-9713 if you want to get on here and make a comment.
How did he look? What was he wearing?
He was wearing his orange jumpsuit as he has been. Last time he was clean shaven. Today we saw the beard was growing in a bit, but he was very casual. He had his arms on the armrest. He was leaning forward. Yeah, he was very comfortable, it seemed like.
Very comfortable. Good to know. You stated he was smiling and winking at his lawyer. Taylor Parise, was he shackled? Was he handcuffed at the wrist, the feet, the waist?
Yes, every time he's been in the courtroom, he has been shackled in all of those places. He's brought in by an officer and he's taken out by an officer.
But a lot of things have gone wrong in this case, and a lot of things have been handled very
That's
wrong,
true.
very disrespectfully.
So true.
And now it seems to be the case that some of those things that went wrong are finally going to be set straight. And more specifically, I'm talking about how the medical examiner handled things. And they're apparently now launching an internal probe at the LA County Medical Examiner's office due to some of the information that was leaked. And I believe they're actually now probing into the possibility that some people, or so people involved in the medical examiners or people that had access to the medical examiners portals actually very improperly accessed that information and disseminated it to the media. And I'm looking at you, TMZ.
Dr. Bethany Marshall, he's smiling, winking, very at ease. He has altered his appearance to make him baby-faced.
Guys, if the coroner actually did that, the people in that office, I'm believing the Hernandez family might need to sue. I would sue if that was my daughter. Hell yeah, I would sue them.
Thoughts?
Symptoms would be consistent with a personality disorder called antisocial or sociopathic personality disorder, where the person does not get anxious or become anxious at the thought of negative repercussions to their actions. And this would be consistent with what we've seen about him all along, having her hold up a Louis Vuitton purse, Celeste, so that her face is not seen. So kind of like hiding in plain sight, all of these.
He was doing that because he knew that girl was underage. That's why he was having her hide her face.
Criminal activities, and now he is smug. He feels like he's at the center of things and that nothing bad is going to happen to him.
He's arrogant.
I got you. All right, so the gate is locked. Do I open the gate? Sir, open the gate.
That's David communicating to the officers. You heard them say, if you try to run, these dogs will bite you. But he came out and was arrested without incident.
Good.
And now the police say that they are going to, like I said, being held without bail, and the police said they're presenting their investigative evidence, all of their files, to the DA's office.
At the end of the day, I just want to follow this story and get justice for Celeste. Sometimes people get things wrong. As long as you correct the record, okay, I do think that it is important to circulate information for the safety of the community. A lot of people are suggesting in this story that, you shouldn't even be allowed to talk about this case until the case is over. Absolutely not. We need to protect the community. We need to warn the community that there are predators in the community preying on children.
True that.
Not just David. I did a video about predators lurking on Fortnite that went over a lot of people's heads. But David is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to creeps online, not just celebrities, that will actually happily worm their way into your children's lives.
Taylor, what was the purpose of the hearing? Because on all the dockets, it's reported as a preliminary hearing, but this is not a traditional preliminary hearing as we know it, such as when the state calls witnesses and brings on evidence sufficient to have the case formally charged and bound over for a felony trial. So what was it? Is it more...
Guys, don't go nowhere, because I will be posting something about Asia Collins, which is David D4vd's good friend. Guys, I already knew. The friends were going to start throwing each other underneath the damn bus. Don't go nowhere, guys. This is about to get good.
Let's have a hearing to set up a hearing.
A preliminary hearing in this case is significant because that is when the prosecution will have the opportunity to present their case. Now, not all of their case. They have to present sufficient evidence to establish probable cause, sufficient evidence that there is probable cause David committed or allegedly committed these crimes to convince the court there is enough to go forward with an actual trial. Now,
so I do think it's important to spread this information and to talk about this even while we fight and chase justice. But that doesn't mean that people should be snooping into children's autopsies
True that.
to,
That's disgusting.
disseminate information improperly when the legal system is still going on. So this is an article that's going around. It says workers at the LA Medical Examiner's Office are now under investigation after leaks in the David case. Employees are being interviewed about allegedly viewing the medical examiner's investigation files without permission following media reports that included grisly details from Celeste Rivas Hernandez's case.
Y'all doing too much.
The DA has had the case, in fact, for 5 months. The
DA has
DA,
they've been presenting the case.
DA has been before a grand jury. The Major Crimes Division, Beth Silverman, has been before the LA County grand jury for almost 5 months presenting evidence. So she's presenting the case to herself or something like that. I mean, but it doesn't really make sense.
Guys, let's check out our poll. So I asked you guys, would the David D4vd case be dropped? And 60% of y'all said yes. And 40% of y'all said no.
More than a dozen employees at the LA County Department of the Medical Examiner, including investigators and office staff, have been ordered to answer questions about whether they viewed law enforcement investigation files without specific authorization after some media reports included graphic details on the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Rest in peace. The teenager allegedly killed by the pop singer known as David before the autopsy file was officially made public.
So they're very aware of all of the evidence. They would have been, she or another representative of the DA's office would have been in there when they're compelling people to testify, which is kind of awesome, for lack of a better word. It's almost never done that way. So typically the DA's office has a reactive role where the police investigate and then it winds up on somebody's desk that's had no involvement. This one's different. The LAPD really took their time on this, which I personally support. Like you never want to pull a trigger too quickly on a case like this. You want to put it all together to make sure you have the best case possible, because you want it to be able to survive appellate scrutiny and you want it to be strong enough to be able to convict.
Okay, they don't want some of the gruesome details about the body to come out to spook David into maybe fleeing the country before they were ready to arrest him, because I think they wanted to maybe muddy the waters and make David himself think, oh, the body was probably too unrecognizable for them to pin it on me and I'm scot-free. He snitched on himself allegedly. He had wiretapped recordings. We've still not been privy.
But what happened to all the damn terabytes on the damn cell phone? Guys, the whole thing I really want to know is where happened to the damn video from the Tesla? That's what I really want to see. What the hell happened to that? Because if we get that damn video footage, then we would know who put Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the trunk of the door or the front of the damn Tesla. That's what I want to see.
To these wiretap recordings, but I believe they're coming. And I think by the end of the month, we might begin to know what's on those wiretap recordings. We might begin to know the conversations that David was having before he was arrested.
We are told by a high-up LAPD source that the medical examiner said that this is a homicide, but we don't know if they determined how she died. It seems to me like that was the big holdup here, right? Because how could you arrest David if you don't even know how Celeste died? How are you going to arrest him and say he did this if you don't even know how she died?
Now, however the hell she died, guys, there was more than one person involved. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was a small frame woman. David D4vd ordered 2 chainsaws. Why would you need 2 chainsaws and it's just one of you? That don't make no sense. You cannot tell me that there was not more than one person involved in unaliving her.
The prosecution, from what we've seen, will have sufficient evidence for this case to move forward, but it does give the opportunity for the defense to challenge the evidence, to see what the prosecution has, kind of a preview of where they may go with the trial.
Yeah, that's another great question. And the answer is, I can't wait to get into those grand jury transcripts, guys, because his inner circle knew, and there's an entire story behind this. And remember, this is his car. The decomp was heavy, but this one is almost like a no-body murder in a way, because juries really don't like to give the benefit to the criminal defendant of getting rid of the body or dismembering the body to a point, or letting the body decompose to a point where it's difficult to tell the cause of death. I prosecuted personally 5 no-body murder cases, and juries are a lot more open-minded for the prosecution than people might think.
Volumes and volumes of evidence easy to find if you're willing to go mining online. For example, watch this, Taylor.
It's kind of giving Harley Quinn.
So this is when David D4vd's friends were in the bathroom and they were complaining about a funky smell. Guys, don't go nowhere. Because what's about to happen is, guys, later on, we are going to be seeing some video footage from Asia Collins, which is a good friend of David D4vd.
Okay. Aw, cute. I like it. And then, wait, what is this? Stickers?
Stalkers.
Oh.
This is Secure, who's supposed to be, and I hope I'm saying her name right. This is Secure, who's supposed to be a friend and a YouTube influencer, and she is talking to Asia Collins about a funky smell that they're smelling and about the possibility of unaliving. She's already been unalived, guys. She's actually in the house while they're in the bathroom putting on the makeup, allegedly.
Where's the body glitter? We gotta be USA'd out. Where's the body glitter from Claire's? Bro, body glitter from Claire's is crazy. Okay, clear glitter or okay, chat. I'm gonna show you guys my face makeup.
So, and with somebody that's been dismembered, that's been subjected to heavy decomposition, like we've heard about so many times in this case, it can often be hard to tell, the exact cause of death. But when you got a guy who wrote a song called "Romantic Homicide,"
there you go,
and there's a whole inner circle that didn't want to talk. There's going to be a bunch of stuff coming forward, and she didn't chop herself up, guys.
No, I mean, it's clear. Look, here's what our recon is, based on all the sources we've talked to over the very many months. He knows something, we're told, about how that body ended up in the trunk. But my understanding is, at least, and they've said it now, that the defense is saying he did not kill Celeste Rivas. And the sense we're getting is that they may say that she wasn't killed at all, that this could well have been an overdose.
I don't know how the hell y'all think this is an overdose. Guys, I have had the same 5 people this whole time, okay, who might have been involved in unaliving little Celeste Rivas Hernandez. We already know David D4vd. We already know him. His little brother, I'm thinking he might have been involved as well. Neo, his friend, because, guys, there was a great possibility that they might have been on the download, David D4vd and Neo. We already know that. His manager, Josh Marshall, and Robert Morgenroth, I'm thinking they might have been involved too. Now, those have been my 5 suspects since the beginning of time. But now, these girls have come into play, and I'm thinking there's a great possibility they might know some shit too.
I'm saying the only person that needs to be investigated is the child predator named David Anthony Burke, allegedly. Get your facts straight. Allegedly. For facts. Allegedly facts. 100%, because if evidence is compromised, it can be inadmissible in court, and depending on what that evidence is, it can make or break a case. That is the good point. And this, I'm going to show you a post in a minute, but this is unfortunately going to become fodder for the defense. If the defense is now saying, well, the medical examiner's office is under investigation, can we really believe anything they say?
Let that sink in just for a second. She's in an advanced state of decomposition. She's been packaged. The child has been packaged after having been rendered down. She's in multiple elements, Nancy, and not all of them are solid.
Oh my God.
The ME actually talked about liquefaction of remains. That's what she looked like. And I think that people need to strap in and understand that it's not just the principal that's been named, that's been charged in this case. It's all the circle.
The whole thing, guys, they said she was so badly decomposed that her mother, when she went to identify little Celeste Rivas Hernandez, she could only identify her by a tattoo that she had on her finger that said shh on there. And David D4vd and Celeste Rivas Hernandez had the same tattoo. Now, Celeste also had a tattoo, and I just mentioned that earlier, that had the name David on it. Okay. And everybody told me, oh, he was framed. How the hell he was framed when the only finger that was taken off of her body was the finger that said David on it. Okay? No, he wasn't framed. He knew what the hell was going on, allegedly.
Surrounds this individual that is inside of that domicile. You're going to tell me that no one smelled anything? You're going to tell me that no one saw flies? That they're just going on about their business as if it's another day. It is absolutely positively disgusting, Nancy.
You can trust any of them. I don't think we can trust anyone that's worked on this case because they're under investigation. This is going to play into David's hands, unfortunately, and that's actually really bad news for those chasing justice. So this is kind of, some more reporting that the workers are being probed. Pause after this. All right. I think it's very, very interesting. Yes. At first, the defense says it was wrong. It was a sealed document. All right. They criticized the prosecution trying to release it sooner. And now they're saying, why wasn't it sealed more securely? And next thing they're going to be saying is, oh, the medical examiner's office is corrupt. They're investigating themselves now. How can we even trust that investigation? Maybe they need more external investigation. It's tough. Okay. And unless it was a sting operation, this really might come back to bite the prosecution in the ass.
Was there anybody on David's side?
Guys, before we go any further, let's get these likes up. Guys, it only takes a second to hit that like button, guys. That helps with the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get the likes up, guys. The phone line is still open if you want to get on here, guys. It's 682-812-9713.
Were there any friends? Were there any family? Was Celeste's family there? Who else was in the courtroom today?
Again, Jesse, just like the last two status conferences we've covered, we didn't see any supporters, any friends, any family for either side, David or his alleged victim.
Wow.
It was primarily just media. There was a deputy DA sitting in the jury box. There was a sketch artist in there. But the different energy this time, I think, stemmed from the fact that defense and prosecution were both ready to move forward finally toward this preliminary hearing.
Did an abortion occur? The state says there's evidence in their text about abortion and Plan B.
Wow.
Is that motive for murder? And speaking of red flags, take a look at D4vd, David Anthony Burke's concert. This is after Celeste is murdered. Wow, what is that, Dave? It looks like a female's coffin, because in better light we see that it's a small white coffin. What? This is the theme? He has a coffin set up. He has attendees writing their thoughts and feelings to the deceased. Dr. Bethany Marshall, if this is not a red flag.
We already know David was a freaking weirdo. He was into all of this morbid shit. Guys, guys, there was a rumor and speculation that it was a great possibility he was into some type of cult, and that cult liked to rope in children from the internet. This guy was a weirdo.
Then I'm colorblind. Didn't he order? That's a really good point. Didn't he order? It's an actual body bag with 6 handles on it, which are wonderful to get DNA out of. But didn't he order that? That's a yes, no, Dave Mack, from Amazon?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, he ordered from Amazon.
What else did he order from Amazon? Just to refresh our recollection, Dave Mack.
We've got the other trash bags, the chainsaw.
Okay, guys, we got a phone call. Let's see what's going on here. Caller, how are you doing today? This is Kelly from Why I Killed You TV.
Hi, Miss Kelly. How are you doing?
Good.
What's time? I think I'm on air.
Excuse me?
Okay. I'm on air. Okay. I'm a streamer. I'm over here we're streaming on TikTok and Bigo. I'm looking at
you gotta have to turn down the volume though, please. Please? Thank you so much.
She told me to turn down the volume. Okay. So about this case, I just started watching the case like about a month ago.
Okay.
So I was catching up, but there's no way. Who else did it?
Exactly.
Who else did it, ma'am?
Exactly. Who else?
Like all of this stuff.
Allegedly, he took off the very finger that had his name on it. Why would somebody frame him? If they were trying to frame him, they would have left that finger intact, don't you think?
Now you know he got some money now, so you know the attorney's gonna come out swinging. So I'm just saying, Money talk, bullshit walk in America. You already know that, right?
Exactly.
I'm just trying to be truly honest with you. It's a tragic that this happened, but like I can't believe that. It's just so much stuff coming up. It's just crazy. But I just want you to know I love what you're doing, and I just like that comment. Everybody like that comment, please. Let's support each other. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Go. You know what? I want you to
really quick.
Hey,
Something.
check this out. In the stream, go ahead and put your channel up there. Okay, I would greatly appreciate. Put your channel up. We need to support one another.
Really, listen. So let me tell you something real quick. I used to be the largest woman in the world, right? I was once the largest woman. I was 955 pounds. You Google my name. It's Katrina Rayford with a C.
Wow.
But yeah, God is good. So I love you. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. The phone line is still open, guys. You want to get on here, 682-812-9713. We're waiting for her to go ahead and put her name in the chat, guys. We need to start supporting one another, guys. You want to get on here, you can get on the mic.
The chainsaws, the baby swimming pool, the burn cage.
The burn cage, which is an incinerator. There is the kiddie pool. There are 2 chainsaws. I wonder if he ordered.
Why the hell you need 2 chainsaws if it's just one of you cutting her up and unalive her? Why do you need 2 chainsaws? Okay, it's only one of you. You don't need no 2 chainsaws. That there is telling me that he had some help. He didn't do this by himself. He's a small frame man. There's no way in hell he could have did this by himself.
Plan B, the body bag, shovels, much more is going to be revealed. But speaking of everyone around her, take a look at this photo that we unearthed online. And if we can do it, certainly the prosecution can do it. This is Celeste sitting on the front row amongst David Anthony.
Okay, guys, we have the channel. I want y'all to go ahead. Let's support one another, guys. So we have, and the chat is moving a little bit. Her channel name is Life After 955 pounds. That is the channel. Welcome, Esperanza Maria, 1975. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, I'm screwing up your name big time. But thank you so much for being here. This is crazy.
Burke's family. There is D4vd, David Anthony Burke's parents, his sister, there's Celeste, and there is D4vd's brother, who, by the way, has used the murder to launch his own singing career.
That's inappropriate.
All these people knew Burke was with a minor.
All right, so, unfortunately, I gotta get started talking about some stuff that I don't want to talk about. I don't really care if, and I'm gonna try not to cry.
So this is this goofy ass friend of his, Asia Collins. And guys, you're gonna listen to this shit very closely. It seems like all of a sudden, and I told you his friends were gonna start throwing his ass underneath the bus, throwing each other underneath the bus. But listen at her ass very closely. All of a sudden, she wants us to feel sorry for her monkey ass.
When I talk about this situation, but it's honestly hell. Okay. So let's get into it. Last night I attended a streamer party. I don't know the name of the group. I know some of the people that are part of the group. Everyone who's actually a part of the group are like really good people. So I'm gonna try and figure out the name because obviously I have to be specific here. It was
You're right. She is disgusting. She's disgusting. Why should we feel sorry for your ass? You knew he was dating somebody that was underage. And in the beginning, she acted like she never met Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And then when the popo started breathing down her neck, all of a sudden she wanted to start screaming and yelling, talking about justice for Celeste. Come on now, girl. Make up your damn mind.
The OSCS party. The only person I know from that group is Arky, because I only know him because when I came there, they were really, really nice. They were super nice to me, and I really appreciate like their hospitality, all like talking to me, not making me feel weird or anything. But basically when I was there, keep in mind, when I go to a party, I'm only going to go somewhere where I am wanted. I don't go out too often anymore. I've just been more to myself, especially like with all like the crazy stuff that's been going on, which I'm going to get into that as well. But
So Asia is supposed to be some type of influencer, and she's also supposed to be a model. And then we can throw in Airhead on top of that, because this girl, you knew he was dating somebody underage, and you knew, I am thinking hypothetically, it's a great possibility, you knew that he unalived her. And you thought it was funny. Y'all was in the fucking bathroom laughing about it. You and your little friends, you thought the shit was funny.
long story short, my friends were going to this party. They told me about it, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll join you guys. I didn't really think it was that deep. I don't even really feel like I have beef with anyone. So I request to get on the list for this party. I get on the list, which is what's super confusing. Like, I'm on the list for this party, right? So whoever's running the party on Partyful has to accept my name and put me on the list in order for me to go to this party, right? So I'm on the list, I link up with my friends, and then we pull up to the party. I'm not streaming, I'm not doing anything like fucked up or anything. I'm just chilling in a corner. I'm hanging out with my friends. I just feel weird tension because when I walk in, I notice like Jason, the Ween, kind of staring at me. And if you guys know any...
Now, guys, if y'all not familiar with Jason the Ween was one of the first persons, and he's a big time influencer. He was one of the first people who got on the internet and said, oh, no way, David couldn't have do that. He couldn't have done that. No way, he was in concert, he was on tour. And then later on, his ass had to retract that. Okay, so he doesn't believe that David D4vd is innocent anymore.
History with me and Jason. We don't have any issues with each other, really. I think he feels a type of way, I don't know, maybe because of the fact that we both used to be friends with David, and that's like such a touchy subject, or the fact that like I'm not friends with Sakura because
Maria Esperanza Maria, yeah, I totally agree with you. This chick, she's sitting up here lying. She knew that David D4vd unalived little Celeste Rivas Hernandez, allegedly.
Sakura stopped being friends with me because of the David situation, right? So I don't know, but me and David directly, or not me and David, me and Jason don't directly have any form of beef. But anyways, like first when I walked in, I saw he was looking at me, so I literally just, I say hi, like I'm cordial. I never like being mean to people. Like I just don't like being mean. And so obviously like I'm chilling, I had said hello, and then I didn't interact with anyone who was even like really streaming like the entire time that I was there. Most of the time, like I was just
Come on, spit it out, chick.
In the corner with my friends. Like I can literally show you guys videos. I'm literally just having fun with my friends. I didn't drink, I'm fully sober. I'm just chilling there. And then we're hanging out, and I go out with my friend to go get a drink of water, and then I come back in and I see that Jason's guarding the door to go in or whatever, which I thought he was like doing something for stream, like maybe like clip farming. So I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, you're not gonna let me in, whatever. And I grabbed like his like fake baton, and then I like moved out the way, and then I handed it back. And I don't know what the fuck I did.
You know what the fuck you did.
Immediately he goes to security, and he's like, points to me, like, aka, like, get me the fuck out. And mind you, I didn't do anything. So now I'm just like a little confused at this point.
Thank you, Maria.
So I go, and I'm like, hanging out with my friends. I thought it was like a clip farm thing. I didn't even think it was anything serious. But it turns out he texted hella people, like, get Asia out of here. Like, get her out of here. All this stuff. It's not his party. I wasn't doing anything to anybody. It's honestly like super embarrassing. Cause like I don't even know what the fuck I did.
In a second, guys, you're going to see the clip of what she's talking about. Jason Lewine, evidently, I don't know for what reason he was trying to kick her ass out of the damn party. And you're right, Espinez, the Maria 1975. I love you being here, girl. Yeah, Asia's a big motherfucking liar. I don't care what nobody say.
But I'm just a little bit lost at this point. Obviously, like, people are all of a sudden, like, spamming this chat, which is
policy. Sorry.
There it is.
Oh, return policy.
Bro, Jason, don't
I'm
start.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's the beater thing.
Hey, the pool, jacuzzi, everything's right there. Oh my god.
That's the incident.
Yo, ready fun. He's the brother, right? Let's see. I'm on the rip. Look, we got Airman.
it's fine. Like, y'all can do whatever, but
Guys, let's look at the poll real quick. I created a poll, guys, and the poll numbers have changed. I asked, will David D4vd will this case be dropped? And 43% of y'all said yes, and now 57% of y'all said no.
Jason was trying to get me kicked out of this party for no reason. And one of the things that I always come on here and try and vouch for with people, especially like people who are a little bit more like awkward, like I am, is like, I don't feel like we should be bullying people. That was straight up bullying. Like, bro ganged up hella people against me for me to get kicked out of somewhere where I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just chilling there. And
so we supposed to be worried about this when you sat up there and pretended that you didn't know what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. We supposed to be worried about your monkey ass being thrown out of a party when you knew damn well that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was number one, underage, and number two, you know that David D4vd allegedly unalived her. And we supposed to be worried about your monkey ass and being kicked out of this damn teen party that you're talking about.
And so for all the people that are like, oh, you don't know what you did wrong. Okay. Let's dive into like the two things that people say that I did that was like hell, right? They're saying that I have involvement with David, and they're saying that I was mean to Sakura. All right, so let's go into those two things.
Oh my God.
With David, I met David when I was modeling on a set. I got hired as a model on his set. We hung out. We were friends, and then I got hired as a stylist on his tour. And because of that, people think that like I was somehow linked to this murder of Celeste Rivas.
Oh my goodness. Now you're trying to downplay the shit. You're trying to downplay your relationship with David. Okay. All right, girl. Somebody might be looking and watching. You full of shit.
I haven't been able to dive into the exact details of everything because I've been trying to be super respectful to the investigation and to Celeste Rivas's death, also to all of the like the trial and the investigators. Like, you realize legally I can't really talk too much about things. All I can really say is like, no, we never dated. We used to be friends, but obviously when I found everything out, we stopped being friends. Like, do you think I still support this guy? No.
Come on, girl. When that happened, don't play.
When all this stuff came out about David and them, it was really, really frustrating and honestly just difficult because a lot of people were affected. That's what a lot of people are not going to understand. Like people are attacking.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe her attorney told her to get on here and say this shit. This is what I'm thinking.
Jason for the David thing. All Jason did was make some songs with bro. Maybe they were friends, but why are people blaming David's actions on Jason? Sakura was at Jason or David's house with me on the 4th of July party. Does that mean that David's actions equal Sakura? No. And I've never wanted anyone to get attacked for David's actions. And I'm vouching for people because people like myself, like I'm getting attacked as well for things.
Where did they get the idea that she was somehow a 19-year-old
going to USC as a
I
college
know.
kid.
From David's ass.
Isn't that just so crazy? Because, you know, we think, how does a 14-year-old child present as a 19-year-old woman? And I was told that these people were just so sure that she was a college student. They were specific. They said that she attended USC from what they believed. And also she was seen at events where there's age restrictions, you know, clubs and parties and stuff like this, where
He gave her fake IDs.
of 18 years old to get in. And we do know from law enforcement sources that she did have several fake IDs as well. So she
There
was
you
able
go.
to get into
Don't
places
play.
where there was age restrictions. But again, the people around her believed that she was 19 years old and was a college kid.
Did you get the impression that they thought David might actually be involved in this extraordinarily mysterious and tragic death?
So when I spoke to people,
Okay, let's break this shit down. How could it not be David, allegedly? How could it not be David? Who the hell would do this to this little girl? It makes no sense. Tell me who you think the fuck could have done this. Okay, nobody else would gain anything by her not being here but David D4vd, because allegedly they were having a relationship and David was trying to keep her damn mouth shut.
people around him, they were shocked that he was even remotely in, you know, just the same sentence of this grisly, gruesome murder. Just the fact that it was his car that her remains were found in, they were shocked because, you know, they said he appeared to be a very gentle guy, very shy guy, quiet. They just can't believe it. It's extremely shocking for them.
And all I'm trying to do is get justice for Celeste Rivas. Like,
girl, please stop lying. Are you serious?
The wrong thing, the
you
unimportant
lying.
things, especially. And it's been really, really difficult for me. It's been really difficult for a lot of people. Like, I know some creators were getting attacked for even mentioning that they felt uncomfortable that David's been in their home before and stuff like that. But
Maria, and I'm jacking up your name. I am jacking up your name, girlfriend. Esperanza Maria 1975. Love you being here. Love you being here. Thank you, girlfriend.
they're valid for feeling uncomfortable. Like, I think this is a crazy situation and it's horrible. Everything that's happening is horrible. But what was hard for me mostly is I felt that me and Sakura were friends, or at least becoming closer. We hung out quite a few times, streamed quite a few times, and we had a lot of deep conversations with each other. So when everything was going down, when David's stuff first went down, I thought that, you know, the friends that I did have would defend me and have my back. Just like, you know, I was defending Sakura.
I love you being back. You cannot tell me that her attorney didn't sit up here and tell her to get on here and say something about what's going on. Why the hell, after all this time, why your monkey ass getting on here now? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You know he's about to go to court later on, towards the little after the middle of the month. And you know your ass is going to be called. So now you want to get on social media? Your attorney done told you to do something, girlfriend. I'm not stupid. I was born at night, not last night. Don't play.
Behind her back, you know, especially with everything going on, with all the hate that she was getting, I was vouching for her. People would talk behind her back and I would be like, don't talk about her like that. Or they would mention like, oh, but she was in David's house. Why is David's actions equaling Sakura's actions? That doesn't make any sense. And I'll still defend her on the David thing because I don't think anyone should be getting attacked. Now, I called Sakura a mean girl, I think, like a few weeks back, because she betrayed me as a friend. I, behind closed doors, would always defend Sakura, especially when it comes to the David situation.
What are you talking about? Hurry
I
up,
don't have
shit.
any involvement with anything. And I've been fully cooperative with investigators and police and stuff like that because that's what I want to do. I want to get justice for Celeste Rivas.
What?
But yeah, I'm defending everyone.
You forgot that your ass was giggling in the bathroom when you and Secure were in the bathroom talking about her being unalived by David. You forgot about that. But now today you want justice. Okay, let's play along.
Behind closed doors, and all these people that were close to me just turned their back on me.
Oh, girl, please.
So obviously, like, I
Girl, please.
Like, I really fucked with these people, and I had their back, especially Jason. Always have said very good things about him. Many people I've said very good things about behind closed doors, but it just doesn't fucking matter. Like, honestly, like, especially, you know, last night at the party, I didn't think that
Somebody get her ass some tissue. She's upset because she got thrown out of Jason Naween's party, and we supposed to feel sad? Are you serious, girlfriend? We have a girl that's unalive. We have a girl that was cut up into little pieces. Her finger was cut off. She was thrown in the freezer and then eventually thrown in the trunk of a Tesla, and we supposed to sit up here and worry about you being thrown out of a damn party. Are you freaking kidding me?
Me and Jason had any problem with each other. And also, like, I'm not a violent person. So at the end of the day, like, even if I did have beef with someone, I'm just going to leave it alone. Like, it's really not that deep. I can keep things to myself, and I don't give people dirty looks. I don't press people. I don't do anything to anyone. If you look in any of Jason's streams, like, when have I ever pressed?
Okay, guys, we got SD5418 up in his camp. He always gets underneath my bra strap. We're going to see what's happening today.
Jason, or made him feel uncomfortable, or did anything to him. Same thing with Sakura. So I don't understand why he went out of his way, like, to try and get me kicked out of a place. So
who cares?
What happened? So when we're in the place and he tried to get me kicked out, he's texting like the owners and stuff. Even the people he was texting were confused. They were like, why are you trying to get her kicked out? Because I'm not doing anything, right? So now I'm at a party. I'm with like 8 of my friends, maybe like 6 of them.
Girl, hurry up, shit.
Confused. They're like, why is security looking for you? I'm like, I don't know. It puts me in also a very awkward position in front of so many people that are live streaming, because now it makes me look like I'm this terrible, horrible person.
You are.
I'm not doing anything, and I've been so good to so many fucking people. And so I just decided, like, I started crying. Like, being transparent, I started crying in front of my friends.
Who gives a fuck?
I'm not a big crier. But, you know, I just got emotional because everyone wants to blame everyone but David.
Today, I am announcing the charges against...
Everybody wants to blame everybody but David, okay? We're going to blame your monkey ass too, because I'm believing you knew more than what your ass is saying. You only getting on here because your attorney told you to get your ass up on here.
David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4vd, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges
they got David's ass
can bring.
You know, guys, I was really surprised when they arrested his ass. I didn't even think an arrest was coming down the pike, okay? I've said this in other videos, okay? Because of the law they have in the state of California, that if you are caught concealing an unalive body, you're only going to have to do 1 year and pay a $10,000 fine.
That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office...
You feel me, Maria? I was shocked that his ass got arrested, and I am shocked that he has been in there. I thought they was going to give him some, you know, allow him to bail out. But as you can see, guys, he's been in there since he got arrested. I'm shocked about that.
Will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time.
Why are we blaming Jason? Why are we blaming Sakura? Why are we blaming me? Why are we
Because y'all
blaming all
knew.
of these people?
Jason the Ween didn't know, but you two girls, y'all knew. Don't play.
Except for the person we're supposed to be having eyes on. Why are we taking eyes away from what we're really supposed to be focusing on? We're supposed to be trying to get this girl justice.
You want the eyes off of you. Now all of a sudden you want to get on social media and talk about justice for Celeste. You ain't been saying that shit. You try to pretend like you didn't even know her ass in the beginning.
And there's the dumbest headlines I've ever seen. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to do anymore. But anyways, I left the fucking party. Pre-recorded. This isn't pre-recorded. I'm literally chilling in my fucking room. But anyways, like,
come on, girlfriend.
I just left before security kicked me out because I knew then it was gonna look really bad to a bunch of people that were there. So then I just sent Jason a text to which, it's like, we're so bad with each other, yet I have
Maria, you feel me? She tried to pretend like she didn't even know the girl. She tried to pretend like she didn't even know Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Okay? You can't tell me that her attorney done told her monkey ass to get up here and make this freaking video. She's probably reading off a damn script for all we know.
Contact on his number. Like, we have text messages. Like, it's just so annoying. But, long story short, I sent him like a paragraph and I was basically saying, like, I'm super disappointed about the way that you handled things tonight. Like, I'm honestly embarrassed. I'm pissed off. Like, you made me cry in front of my friends. Like, I'm not uncomfortable with the way that you handled things. And
okay, we got Miss Green Eyes 498 said he did not I have to say the word unalive that girl. He was backdoored. Get the real unalivers. I want you to get up here on the mic. The number is 682-812-9713 because I need you to explain to me if he was backdoored, if he was framed, why did the person cut off the very finger that could have led the police back to his ass immediately? The finger that had the name David on it. See, that part don't make no sense. I would love to hear what you think about that. That part don't make no sense. If he was framed, they would have left that damn finger there. That's how I know, allegedly, I gotta do the allegedly fingers. That's how I know his ass did it.
And it's the fact that he can just do that just because he's a bigger creator than me. Obviously, the other guys that are in that house probably feel inferior or whatever, but it wasn't even his party. I got accepted on this list just like everyone else. I was having fun with my friends just like everyone else, and I was not bothering him. I would totally understand trying to get me kicked out if I was bothering you, but I wasn't bothering him. It's just all super shitty. And then a lot of people saying like, oh, but like she's friends with Bree, that's why she's there. She's friends with Bree. I thought I was friends with Bree.
This girl cannot be serious. He's sitting up here rambling on about a party, and then she throws in little bit pieces about little Celeste Rivas Hernandez. You think we give a fuck about the damn party? We trying to figure out who unalived her. According to Miss Green Eyes, that he was backdoored. I don't believe that. Guys, let's agree to disagree up in this camp. Well, your opinion don't have to be my opinion. But I really want to hear what Miss Green Eyes is talking about. How do you think that he was backdoored? I don't understand it.
I texted her too. She said that she unfollowed me.
Oh my God, girlfriend.
And stuff like that. And you know what? I get it. I feel like she doesn't want to be linked to everything going on, and I don't feel like people should be attacking her for the stuff that is going on. Like, that's not fair.
That's
to her.
not beeping coming from me, guys.
Anyone. Like, I don't know how many times I have to come online and say that David blindsided all of his friends.
Yeah, right.
All of us. Like, we're all just a little fucking confused. Because he portrayed himself to be this angel of a person, this great friend. So we're all like, what the fuck? I think we're all a little scared. I think when You deal with a person who's like a genuine psychopath for the first time. I mean, like an actual psychopath.
They said David D4vd and Celeste Rivas Hernandez were arguing. He was in the Hollywood Hills and she was in Lake Elsinore. They were arguing back and forth. Evidently, Celeste Rivas Hernandez found out that David D4vd had some other girlfriends. She was tired of it. Okay, they were arguing back and forth. We're talking about a young girl. Okay, he said something to her that made her think, okay, it was cool that I can jump in an Uber. David's going to order me an Uber on his own damn credit card, on his own damn cell phone. I'm going to let David order me an Uber, and I'm going to let him take me, the Uber take me from Lake Elsinore to the Hollywood Hills so I can be with my boo-boo. She gets there. They said that little girl wasn't even alive for 10 minutes before he unalived her, allegedly. And you know who else is going to be in court besides these goofy ass friends that he has? You know who else is going to be in court? Is that damn Uber driver. They said David D4vd got her in that house. She wasn't even alive for 10 minutes. He stabbed her 2 times. Once in the liver. If y'all don't know shit about the liver, go ahead and Google it. I ain't got time to explain it to you. You get hit in your liver, that's your ass. She got stabbed in the liver. They said she dropped to the ground and he watched her bleed out. Okay? That is telling me somebody who was in that house, and I'm thinking it could have been Neo, but it could have been any of these other crazy motherfuckers that he hang around with. Somebody saw that and they ratted his ass out to the popo.
You're fucking lost because you're like, what the hell just happened? I would have never thought in a million years he would do something like that. But that's the thing. That's like the common denominator between all of these fucking crazy ass people is you never fucking know what they're capable of because they would never show you that side of them. And like, people are like, oh, how is it that you just couldn't tell? What are you talking about? How could I not tell? When you're, for instance, like when you're dating someone, right? God, I never knew he was a cheater. Like, I can't believe he cheated on me. Or like when you're friends with someone and they stab you in the back and you're like, damn, I never thought they were capable of that. You'll never know what a person is capable of until they show you. That's just kind of how it works. I don't want there to be hate towards Jason, Sakura, Bree, any of the guys who live in the house at that party yesterday. I don't want there to be hate on any of those
people. You still talk about the party, goofball.
Especially regarding like the David shit. I'm coming on here to talk to you about this horrible experience that happened last night. I'm just tired.
You coming on here to try to clear your damn name and your reputation because you know court is about to happen very soon and they're going to call your monkey ass in there. And they're probably going to use this video. They're probably going to use this video that you done put online. I was born at night, but not last night, sister girlfriend. You ain't tricking me.
Tired of people always wanting to blame the woman. Like, it's so much easier to blame girls in instances. It's so much easier to
come on with it, girl.
Bully people who have like also like a smaller following. Like, I don't really have a big following. It's never really been about that. I've always just been having fun on social media.
You're right, Maria. She's a psychopath. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Come on, girl.
It's so hard to talk about this shit. Like, streaming is just a place for everyone to get fucking bullied like shit.
Where there's smoke, there is usually fire. And when there's a dead body in someone's car, that is some serious smoke. The investigation continues this morning into the discovery of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
This is sad. SD, happy to see your monkey ass. Don't be up in here starting no shit.
Singer David's abandoned car. The teen was reported missing on Valentine's Day in 2024, and while we still don't know how she died, Los Angeles police investigators are describing her body as severely decomposed and also dismembered.
Sad.
Now, musician David, real name David Burke, has not been criminally charged. I want to be very clear on that.
He has. Well,
that
yeah.
Being said, a lot can happen in 24 hours. We could potentially be covering.
Anyway, like I said, guys, I was shocked when his ass went to jail. Okay? I was shocked. And the trial is happening. That's why I think what's her name? That's why I think that Asia is on here talking, trying to clear her damn name, because she knows they're going to call her ass in to the court.
Bring a prosecution of him, potentially, depending upon what the investigation uncovers. So this morning, let's look at the smoke. Celeste had a boyfriend named David. David reportedly wrote an unreleased song titled Celeste in 2023. The two of them had matching tattoos on their right index fingers saying, shh. There's also a photo of David in Celeste's neighborhood. Her neighborhood, about 70 miles away from Los Angeles. Now, if I am David Burke, I am assembling the best legal team that music money can buy, because there is so much smoke surrounding him. I think it could turn into a fire at any minute.
Like, I had so much fun when I first started.
Ooh, she's still talking.
And then
Jesus.
I started streaming with bigger people, and I realized exactly how fucked up the streamer community is. Like, I remember I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and I saw, I think it was Yana who popped up, and I remember, like, every video I've seen of her, like, she seems really nice, she seems really cool, right? And people in the comments.
Those of you who are just getting in here, y'all don't know who this chick is. This is David D4vd's friend, Asia Collins. Guys, the phone line is still open, 682-812-9713. Anyway, she's on here rambling, and I believe she's rambling because she's trying to clear her name, because David is soon to go to court, and I believe Asia knows that her name is going to be called. Okay, now all of a sudden she wants justice for Celeste. So when the fuck did that happen?
We're like, oh, she acts like this. Oh my God. And I was like, are we serious, bro? She is like the biggest ball of sunshine that the streaming community has right now. Like, and people still want to keep bullying, keep bringing people down. Like, I'll just never understand it. And that's why, like, it's really hard for me to even want to stream anymore. Like, I took a fat hiatus, and, like, I get you guys might not care, like, if I stream or not.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't.
Like, I want to have fun with my community. Like, I don't know, bro. And, like, a lot of this shit, like, it's very easy to blame someone, right? I understand that there's really high feelings towards everything going on, which is super valid. Like, I want the answers too. I really do. Like, you guys have no idea. But especially with investigators and stuff like that, we can't rush their process. We can't. I don't know. There's so much, like, there's so much AI bullshit going on and everything.
Come on, girl, shit. Spit it out.
Why did I pre-record? Why do you guys think this is pre-recorded? I've said like twice this is not pre-recorded. I'm just talking to you guys about the stuff that is going on. I think it's really important that we speak on this stuff. I will say though, there is one thing I do definitely want to
Harry the fuck up
about with the David situation. Which this is super difficult to speak about because I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. The trial hasn't happened yet. That's one thing that is a really big deal. The trial has not started yet. I'm trying to be respectful. I was on the tour with David. I have been compliant with investigators, police, and everyone who has asked things of me. I've even put out a statement to the public on Reddit after I was getting a lot of death threats and harassment towards me and my family. So I don't know what more you guys want me to do. I've raised.
So we supposed to be worried about your damn family. You sure in the hell wasn't worried about Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family? Okay, when you sat up there and you knew allegedly what David did and you didn't do shit about it. You didn't come forward. You so worried about your 15 minutes of fame on the damn internet and being friends with David D4vd, knowing that this little girl was unalived.
So much awareness about Celeste Rivas' death. And I feel for her and her family so fucking much. I'm trying not to fucking cry here, because obviously, like, you know, I think the worst thing about it is people, like, are not taking this shit serious.
Like your ass.
We need to take this serious.
You was sitting up there giggling in the bathroom with Shakira. Okay, you ain't taking the shit seriously either.
I just wish people would actually use their brains when it comes to stuff like this. Stop making fake AI evidence. Stop bringing people into this that have nothing to do with this. Like, oh my God, like. What?
Yeah, Maria, she gonna throw in the fact that some AI involved, okay? Because I'm sure there's some pictures on David D4vd's telephone and it might involve her ass, and now you want to bring up AI. Girl, please. Maria, we already know the deal.
What more can I fucking say, bro? Like,
don't say shit else.
I'm trying to talk about things. I'm trying to be straightforward. But this is all just like, this is fucking hell. This situation is hell. And hell for everyone who had to be around that dude.
You know what's hell? You know what's hell is being found in front of a fucking Tesla with your head chopped off and your fingers chopped off and your arms and legs chopped off, then thrown in a fucking freezer. That's hell. What you talking about ain't shit.
Like, I don't know, bro. Oh yeah, and then okay, that's something I can talk to you guys about though. Okay, so there's a screenshot going around of me texting someone in 2024, right? And it's like this random girl that I'm not even close with. I think I worked with her one time, and that's why we were mutuals.
What's up? We got Caramel in the house. Caramel, welcome.
So I can actually break down exactly what happened there because everyone's a little confused. I didn't feel like I was able to talk about this because I didn't know what was legally acceptable, or if I talked about something, it was like tampering with evidence. You know what I mean? But anyways, I texted this girl because I see this, you know, the missing poster, and I'm like, yo, that's my friend's girlfriend, because I knew David was dating this girl. That's common knowledge, right? So I respond back, and on the missing poster, unfortunately, what people don't understand is you can't see the screenshot that girl had posted. You couldn't see her age.
Girlfriend, you just trying to get your damn alibi together. Don't play. Do not play. But we're gonna listen.
You couldn't see really much info. So that's why I had responded, and I was like, hey, like, I was genuinely just concerned for her. I was like, hey, this is my friend's girlfriend, like, you know, what's going on? And then she goes, can you confirm she's 13?
Here we go with the bullshit.
Course, I go, what the fuck?
Okay, yeah, right.
Obviously, that's a big thing to say.
You
knew. Used to be my homie. So I'm like, oh,
you knew.
My close homies fucking with a minor? Hell no, I don't fuck with that shit.
You knew.
So immediately I go to David. And I'm like, hey, this girl's saying that you're fucking with a fucking 13-year-old. You need to explain yourself.
Yeah, right.
He was like, dude, that's not even true. Like, she's like 19. And I was like, no, she's not. She said she's 13. Like, show me proof. And you know what? He showed me proof. And I was like, okay, I'm going to back off.
So evidently the proof that David D4vd showed her was an ID, and the ID had Celeste Rivas Hernandez's age on there, according to Asia. And it said that she was 19 years old. Guys, we already know. Allegedly, David D4vd was providing her with fake IDs. He had fake passports. She was flying to different countries with his ass. She even went across state lines. Okay, she is from California. She actually went to Texas, where David is from, to meet his parents. Okay, fake IDs, left and right, guys. You cannot tell me that this girl did not know. Look at her. In the beginning, guys, she looked like a freaking baby.
I feel like I'm harassing my friend. Obviously now that's a little too much. And obviously there was more conversation than that. I can't get into every single detail for legal reasons, but I didn't just go, oh, hey, is your friend 13? And he went, no. And I was like, oh, okay, la 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 la. Like I wasn't being stupid. I was like, no, show me proof.
Girl, please. I don't believe that shit.
Like I
don't
need to
believe
see
it.
actual evidence because I think you're fucking with a minor. And obviously when my friend tells me, he's like, no, I'm not, shows me proof that he is not, and I harass him more, and he's like, dude, like, chill the fuck out. Like, manipulated the fuck out of me, to be honest. I was like, okay, like, honestly.
Celeste Rivas Hernandez grew up too fast, in my opinion. I said this earlier, guys. She had a boyfriend by the name of Gus who was her, like, a family friend. It was her family's friend. When did you have time to date Gus? When you were fucking only 11 years old when you met David D4vd. She grew up too soon, guys. This is one of the reasons why this shit happened to her.
I'm tripping. Geez, okay, I'm a layoff. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the explanation with the screenshot. I know a lot of people have been wanting me to talk about it, but the sad thing about the internet is I could give you guys all the information in the world. Y'all still will not believe me.
Because you're lying.
It really doesn't matter what I say. People are just not going to believe me.
Because you're a liar.
And that's just how it is.
That's what it is. Allegedly.
And no, like, I can't, like, explain to you guys what he showed me. I can't prove things to you guys.
You know what her ass ain't talking about, guys? And I totally forgot this. You remember that she was in a room with David D4vd. They were on the computer. It was her and David D4vd, and they connected a Zoom with two little white girls. Looked like they was like under 12 years old. Okay? Those two little white girls was on a Zoom with David D4vd and Asia, and Asia was sitting there giggling about it because David D4vd jumped upon a seat that was right in front of the computer, and he had his little pecker swinging back and forth. He had his clothes on, but he had some loose pants on. And he said, ooh, I'm a gooner. What the fuck? You ain't bringing that up. Why are you on the damn computer? Guys, I fucking forgot about that. Why is she on the damn computer with David D4vd with two little girls on a Zoom that looked like they were under 12 years old? I fucking forgot about that. Address that, would you please, Asia?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter if I give you guys the answers. The internet's always going to spin things and always going to do this shit to me.
They met when she was 11, still having braces.
He went himself to the school playground and pays another kid $1,000 to give Celeste Rivas a secret cell phone.
He gave a kid $1,000 to give Celeste Rivas Hernandez a secret cell phone. Okay? He gave this kid the money at a freaking junior high school. How in the fuck are you gonna tell me that you didn't know she was underage?
This is the Tesla being moved from the rental house.
Just when you say, well, I've seen it all, guess what? You haven't. To Joe Scott Morgan joining us, Professor of Forensics, Jacksonville State University, I want you to watch this in particular, because here, according to the state, after murdering a little schoolgirl, literally a little schoolgirl, after murdering her, using a kiddie pool to get rid of the body, he then jokes and laughs.
That's horrible.
About the stench of decomposition, claiming, oh, yeah, I just took it in my bathroom. His words, not mine. I'm sure I'll get beeped out. And I got to have a shrink on this, Joe Scott, but the gall of killing a little girl, a school girl, and then laughing about the smell of her body. Okay, listen.
Oh, yes, I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a
like 2 hours ago.
I don't care. I just took.
Another one? Type. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. I know.
Guys, look how fucking strange Neo looks after David D4vd is trying to blame the stinky smell on him taking a boo-boo, knowing damn well, and I believe he knew, I believe Neo knew, knowing damn well that Celeste Rivas Hernandez's unalive body was already in the house, stinking. I am believing there's a great possibility, and I could be wrong, guys. Guys, my videos are for educational purposes, guys, okay? I am believing there's a great possibility that Neo was there when David D4vd or one of these cuckoo friends he got was there when Celeste Rivas Hernandez was unalived. He's looking strange. Look at him.
When, in relation to them leaving on the world tour, was Celeste murdered, according to prosecutors?
Well, prosecutors say that Celeste was murdered on April 23rd. The leaving for the tour that you're talking about, where the car is parked for the last time, Nancy, is July 29th. And that's when they load up and take off. So you're dealing with a couple of months there. But remember, from the night that she was murdered on April 23rd, D4vd had an incredibly tight lineup of events, interviews, and things promoting the release of his album that was due to be released 2 days after he allegedly murdered Celeste. The Withered album and world tour, all of that was launching beginning April 25th. So he was really tied in tight, Nancy, with activities in the days and actually in the hours following the murder.
And I've said this before, guys. Thank God for Steve Fisher. Because I'm believing if it wasn't for Steve Fisher, the private investigator that was hired by the homeowner, if it wasn't for him, I'm not really sure how far along in the game will we be in solving this particular case with little Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David D4vd.
Celeste
Hold
Rivas.
on just a second. I'm digesting what you're saying, Dave Mack. So to Dr. Janie Lacey joining us, licensed psychotherapist, CEO of Life Counseling Solutions, author of How to Heal from a Toxic Relationship and The Resilient Professional. That's her podcast on YouTube, Dr. Janie. So we see him and we have the photos. And I want you to look at these photos, Dr. Janie. April 23, 8:40 p.m., that's the party after allegedly murdering Celeste. April 23, he
has a party at his home after he allegedly unalived little Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This dude is cocky, and plus he had an interview, I believe, the following day. And when you see that interview, guys, he's calm. He don't look like he nervous. He don't even look like he unalived anybody.
orders an Uber, pays, we have experimented and found out, between $200 and $300. He pays it to have Celeste brought to him like she's a pizza, like ordering Chinese food. Just bring her on over. Okay? He brings her to her death, according to prosecutors, on an Uber, picked up at her parents' home in Lake Elsinore. She gets there around 10 o'clock at night. And there we see that night Bert beginning to text Celeste, "Where are you?" Hey, according to prosecutors, she's already dead.
There.
And
she's already dead and she's already there. So I'm sure when he texts her from his cell phone to hers, that's another reason why they found out his stupid ass. I'm sure it pinged off of the same cell tower. See, you know what, guys? I get on here and I laugh and I giggle with you motherfuckers. But I'm going to tell you this. I am never talking about the decedent. I am always talking about these crazy motherfuckers who think they can get away with some shit like this. He's sitting up there texting her, "Where are you?" She was already dead and in the house. He had already unalived her, allegedly. But see, he texted her from his phone to hers. And I'm sure it pinged off the same cell tower.
That night, he is spotted at parties.
There you go.
To promote his upcoming world tour and to promote his album. And she, according to prosecutors, from April 23rd until her body is found, is in the car, either in the home or in the car. Dr. Janie Lacey, he has no problem going out to party and laughing.
Arrogant.
According to prosecutors, after her murder, after ordering her up like a pizza
Say
to her death. and then partying that night.
He don't give a damn.
You know, when I see that footage, Nancy, I think of the term duping delight, right? So what that means is that the person who potentially committed this heinous crime feels like they can get away with it and no one else knows what happened. You know, they engage, they're doing what we're seeing, they're going on with their life, they're partying. So there's this, to me, there's this deep disturbance of compartmentalization on a whole nother level, because this is someone who's not grieving, right? He's moving on with his life.
He's arrogant. He is arrogant.
There's no shock involved. So he's not even trying to hold it together. He's just going on with his life. So I think about that in the sense of potentially in that moment feeling like he's gotten away with everything. He can go on with his life. Potentially, if he thought this was the problem that was going to ruin his life, he's able to do that. Because when we think about this, right, when someone who allegedly can commit this act of violence, especially against a child that they potentially claim that they cared about, and then they're able to go on lives and partying, they're relaxed, they're engaging.
You cannot tell me that David D4vd has not done this before. Okay? He might not have done it to a human. Okay? But these kind of weird motherfuckers, they start off with a little animal, maybe a little gerbil. They might advance to a cat, might advance to a dog, might advance to a farm animal, this, that, and the third. He has done this before. And remember, this little motherfucker, they sat up there and said it was a great possibility that he was a member of some type of cult that ropes in little kids. This dude was strange.
Performing, you know, they are emotionally detached on a profound level. And this is not a, you know, person that snapped. This is someone, in my opinion, who felt like they got away with something and they compartmentalized on that deep level. And I know, you know, with my work with survivors of predatory relationships, we see this dynamic from the other side. You know, women are constantly they spend years trying to understand, like, the person who said they loved them, how can they just turn off and turn on so effortlessly? And, you know, there was no real connection there. There was performance. And what we're seeing is performance. And what concerns me most is that this kind of emotionally unavailable is exactly what probably kept Celeste in the relationship. You know, predators like this, they have extraordinary skills at creating the illusion of intimacy. And as we were saying, he was an actor, he's an entertainer. So just
he's a weirdo. Don't forget that.
Seen and chosen.
Hey, Dr. Janie and Eric Faddis, the video I'm showing right now is after Celeste is murdered. Let's see that one more time. All of this is after.
He's like throwing his hands up in the air like, thank God she's gone. I can have my career back. That's the way I'm taking it. This motherfucker was arrogant. He thought he was going to get away with this shit.
Her murder. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm free. That's the way I take it. Yeah, he's celebrating.
Twerking,
exactly.
Praying.
Not the twerking.
Giving thanks to heaven. After she's murdered, Eric. And Faddis, isn't it true that the jury is instructed by the judge that they are allowed to consider evidence before, during, and after the crime, including those videos? He ain't sorry. He went and celebrated the night she was murdered.
Sad.
That is true, Nancy, and certainly there is no remorse shown in any of those videos. You know, is that because he's a callous monster? Maybe, or is it because he did not directly have involvement in this crime? We're just not sure yet. You know, he's an entertainer. He's a promoter. This is his career. This is his livelihood. On top of this, he's 21 years old. He's not emotionally and neurologically mature, and so if he's having reactions that might seem unexpected from our perspective.
You gonna piss off Nancy.
My father was halfway around the world fighting in the World War at 21. What are you talking about?
You're gonna fuck around and find out.
Appear to be the most mature individual. I think that
he's a goofball.
That's your defense.
But so
Nancy,
what I'm saying is that
y'all don't fuck with Nancy.
Promoting a new album at 21 years old, he has to do these things. It's part of his livelihood. It's part of his career. Even if his personal life might be in shambles, there might have been a horrific event to which he was somehow privy.
Yeah, it's crazy how murdering a little teen schoolgirl.
Nancy would chop your ass up.
Life. Hey, if he didn't do it, it's in his house. The blood spatter is in the garage. Joe Scott Morgan's going to have a field day with that. The blood spatter is in the garage.
There you
where
go.
He had her in that body in the kiddie pool, rendering it, disarticulating it. So it happened in his house.
There you go.
The
Explain
body was
that.
in his Tesla.
His
for
Tesla.
months. So if he didn't do it, who did?
Yeah, who did do it? And where is the video footage from the damn Tesla? They keep promising us that shit, and we ain't seen that shit yet.
Do it.
You look at those videos, you look at these streaming sessions, there is almost always multiple people present during these things. People appear to be coming in and out of his house for these streaming sessions for other purposes. To nail this down, to specifically say David was holding the instrument of death that led to Rivas's demise, I'm not sure the government's there yet. I'm not sure they can make that connection.
And also, why was her ring finger and
There you
little
go.
finger amputated?
There you go.
They can tell by looking at what's left of the hand that the ring finger and the little finger didn't just decompose.
There you
that
go.
It was actually removed with some sort of tool, i.e. a knife. That's a very poignant photo to me.
Thank you for joining Black Panther. Yeah, this case is off the chain. This guy is weird. You cannot tell me allegedly that he did not do this. You cannot tell me.
Let's see it again, because this is Celeste's finger, and it has the name David tattooed on it, and she is wearing an engagement ring, reportedly believing, based on what Burke told her, that this little girl, a schoolgirl in middle school, who met David Anthony Burke when she was just 11 years old.
5-year age difference.
Still wearing Hello Kitty paraphernalia. Thought they were getting married.
There you
and
go.
Having children. That identifiable tattoo removed, cut off her hand. Now,
David was sprung. Little Celeste Rivas Hernandez, this wasn't her first boyfriend. Her first boyfriend was Gus, and Gus was old as fuck. Okay, Gus was a family friend. Okay, this wasn't her first rodeo having sex. Okay, David was sprung. And the reason why I know he's sprung, he was a grown-ass man sitting up there wearing Hello Kitty hat, Hello Kitty pullover, Hello Kitty backpack, Hello Kitty belt with the ornaments hanging off of it, Hello Kitty shoes. He was sprung because he knew Celeste Rivas Hernandez liked that Hello Kitty shit. What grown-ass man you know gonna sit up here and wear some damn Hello Kitty? Okay? It's not gonna happen.
Joe Scott Morgan, this little girl, 11 years old, when she meets David Anthony Burke, already an adult, and she's talking about that she loved him before she even existed and will love him even after she dies. And this little girl,
oh my God,
now dead.
Yeah, it goes to what I mentioned earlier about objectification, right? She's nothing more to these individuals.
You're right, Black Panther. This shit was illegal out the damn gate. Okay? Illegal.
Than a plaything. Easily destroyed. Okay? That's what it comes down to. And somebody, a child that can be easily taken advantage of by these mere sentiments.
Okay, Maria gonna get me started up in this camp. Maria is bringing up the fact, she's talking about Neo and David D4vd. I have said this for a while. Stevie Wonder can see something very peculiar was going on with Neo and David D4vd. Okay? I don't know if David D4vd was bisexual or whatever the case may be. I was thinking in the beginning there was a great possibility maybe Celeste Rivas Hernandez was unalive because she was threatening to tell everybody about the relationship that was going on with David D4vd and Neo, who was his best friend. That's what I was thinking. I'm not really sure if that's not off the table, whatever the case may be. But guys, something strange was going on with them too. You see them in pictures, they're hugging, they're laying on the floor. David D4vd has his arm behind his back is arched. It's weird. And guys, do not send me no freaking email. Oh, she's talking about gay people. Guys, I love all people. Don't fuck around. I love all people. Don't send me no email about no bullshit. I don't give a shit who you sleep with. I love all people. I got cousins, co-workers, whatever the case may be, good friends that's gay. Don't start none won't be none. Okay, and then David sat up there and wore this T-shirt that says something like, and I'm paraphrasing, if it sounds gay, I'm in. Okay, I got friends that's gay. I got cousins that's gay. I am not about to call it insecurity, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I am not about to wear no T-shirt that says that on it. Not going to do it. Now I support my friends, cousins, whatever, co-work, whatever you get. I'll support you all day long. But sister girl ain't gonna wear that T-shirt. Not going to happen.
That you're talking about, or that they're saying here in this performance, and that's what it is. The whole damn thing is a performance. But the reality is this, Nancy, the results of that performance are as real as it gets. You've got the reality, literally, you can sense it in the air by the smell. You can open the trunk, you see the reality of a body that has been completely destroyed, a body that has been abandoned, a body that has been disrespected.
She's a baby.
That's
a baby.
the reality.
Look at that, a baby.
Not that nonsense with all of the light show and those Pollyanna, sentiments and all of that nonsense. People holding their phones up with lights. Give me a break. I truly wish that everybody could sense this, could actually see what he did allegedly to this child, so that they could really understand it. Really understand the depth of depravity here, Nancy. My old statement is the house of depravity has no basement. And I am telling you, this thing goes really deep, and it is pure evil.
Sad.
Another issue, Joe Scott, is looking at the autopsy report. I can't tell, is she pregnant or not?
Right. Yeah. When you get into, and this is available for anybody to read, it's not some kind of magical document, it's out there. When you get to the section that details the reproductive system, which all autopsies do this, autopsy reports are broken down by system, so it makes it kind of easy to read. But you
know what, guys, people are sitting up here saying that there's a great possibility that Plan B was involved. She might have had an abortion, this, that, and the third. I honestly believe that little Celeste Rivers Hernandez, if she was pregnant, she wouldn't have got rid of it, because she loved this little dude. She loved this little midget. Okay? She loved him. I don't think she would have got rid of it. And if she know what I know, I wouldn't have got rid of it either. Because that is going to be the golden ticket to you getting more money. Okay? Every month. Child support. Okay? Not guys, I'm not sitting up here trying to talk bad about Celeste Rivers Hernandez, but I really don't think she would have got rid of that baby. That Plan B, this, that, and the third, guys, I really don't believe any of that. She wouldn't have got rid of that child, because she would have believed that this is my way of holding on to this little midget motherfucker.
What's really interesting, Nancy, when you get to the section on the reproductive organs, okay, or the system itself, they've got simply 3 bullet points that are there. This is not like a deep dive. They mention her uterus, which is something that is, in fact, examined, particularly when we're talking about a pregnancy. You want to really do an in-depth study here where you're going through, there are various layers, say, for instance, to the uterus, and you have to examine each one of those layers. And listen, I understand that you're talking about a body that is decomposed. However, when you look at the autopsy report, it's something that we refer to as standard dictation. You got 3 bullet points, and there's no more than, I don't know, maybe 60 words contained in the whole thing. If that, it doesn't get down into the granular detail. And Nancy, that's kind of the crux of this case, isn't it? When you begin to think about what in the world could have been the motivation for someone to kill a child, a female child. Well, one of the things that's been put out there is the idea that she may have been pregnant. So it doesn't get down into those granular details that we're talking about. And now they've had to go back and do this amendment, and it's kind of left people scratching their heads. People like me, that read these documents all of the time. It's undetermined, essentially, is what it comes down to. They can't say one way or another. So this was a big miss on their part. I hope it's not going to come back to haunt them.
This is sad.
So you stated there was an amendment in the medical examiner's autopsy report. Again, describe the amendment, and other than examining her uterus to see if there was a baby in there, can you determine pregnancy based on blood or tissue?
not at this point. You could with tissue, okay? Let's just say that. And that's one of the things that's kind of wanting here. Because, with pregnancy, you would do a blood test.
And you know what, guys? They were saying that it was a great possibility that Celeste Rivas Hernandez overdosed. Okay? She overdosed. Cool! That's what you want to believe. She overdosed. But how the fuck did she get chopped up into little pieces, thrown in the trunk of a Tesla? What did she do? Trip, fall, and fall up in there into two separate cadaver bags? What the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. If she overdosed in the house, why didn't y'all just call the popo instead of doing all of this bullshit y'all did to this girl?
And there are standard hormonal presentations that you're looking for. We're kind of way past this at this point in time. So you're reliant on what you're looking at microscopically. Now, the uterus was there, so you do what's called a gross examination. And that doesn't mean like in the terms of, ooh, it's gross. It means like when we say gross in forensics, we're talking about overall with the unaided eye. Then you take a section of that and you look at that from a histology or in the microscope sense. We're not getting that here, okay?
Guys, thank you so much for watching. I am Kelly, K to the E, double L-I-E, Kelly. That's me from Why I Accuse You TV. Guys, make sure you push that like button. Make sure you push that like button. And thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Y'all have a blessed day.